All right, everybody, I'm sitting here with Shakira. We just closed the deal where we got a client a great deal. So this is our humblest brag.
Um,
All right. So let's go into it. We got the lady pre-approved and you found her a house in 1 week. How the hell did you do it?
Well, first of all, it helped that she knew what she was looking for and she had her non-negotiables. And so for me, it made my job easier because I knew what she would be okay with and I knew what she wouldn't be okay with. So I sent her the list of properties for her to choose from, a lot of them already had what she was looking for. And then going out for showing, she's a nursing student. She's also working full time. So I knew that we really only had 1 or 2 days to see as much homes as possible. And so that was another strategy that I used. We saw about 4 or 5 homes in one day within a 2 hour time frame. And so just, knowing what she wanted and then consolidating everything to where we weren't out showing every other day, it definitely helped in, her choosing the home that she actually purchased.
So basically what you're saying is you found her house not in 1 week, in 2 days.
Well, it was a day. I sent her the list on
A
Tuesday. She
day.
said, let's, yes, she said, she obviously she works, so we could only see on Saturday or Sunday. I believe we went out on a Saturday um, to see that property. So, yeah. And it was out of like 5 properties that we saw that day.
Found her home in 1 day. That's quick.
Yeah, but it helps when, when they know what they want. Sometimes people don't really know what they want. And she was like, "Listen, as long as it has skylights and a pool, I'm
The house
I'm
is
good."
beautiful.
The house is beautiful. And we saw 3 houses with at least a skylight.
Why don't you tell the people how you found out the offer got accepted?
Well, initially our offer was accepted the next day. However, the day before inspection, the listing agent called us and informed us that the sellers were going to go with a different offer that they had gotten before they got our offer. And those people never responded. Somehow they responded back and they did inspection. And so um, we ended up having to go back out that following weekend. She got another offer accepted, and we were on our way to do inspection when the call came from the first offer saying that, hey, we actually want to go with your offer. These guys are playing.
Yeah,
So it
I
was
was
like a
on the line
whole,
with you.
yeah, we were talking when he called. And he was like, hey, these guys are playing around. I already told my seller that, they shouldn't have went with that offer anyway. She wants to go with your offer. Can you guys do inspection? So literally the day of inspection for a different offer on a different house, we kind of had to, redo everything and went over and got the house that she really wanted, which was the first offer.
With the pool, the skylight, and
The
all.
pool, the skylight, the space, yeah.
And
I mean,
matter of
and the
fact,
spec
you told that inspector who was on his way to house A to go to the new house, like right then.
correct. And this is why it's important to have like a realtor who has like a true team. Like my inspector, he works with my clients and like my lender works with my clients. And so I just, called him and like said, hey, can you head over here because this is where we're gonna do it at now. And it wasn't a problem, it was fine. It wasn't inconvenience or anything. I think it was maybe 15 minutes the other way in Long Island, but we worked it out and got it done. That's how serious she was about buying this house.
Mm. Yeah, it's very important for people to pick up the phone. I don't know why people can't comprehend that for some reason.
Answer the phone.
Like literally picking up the phone, got her a pool, got her a skylight,
Yep.
inspection the same day.
Because if I would have just ignored him and not answered, who knows what would have happened?
She'd be in a whole
And
house,
which
not swimming.
I not swimming, right? And it's so we probably still would have been looking because even though she got her offer accepted on the second house, it wasn't really what she wanted. I think, it had some of the qualities, but it was by a little river, like down the street from like a river with boats and stuff. So, everything works out the way it's supposed to work out. But yeah, definitely answering the phone is important.
Fact. All Right. So from what I remember, when we got the appraisal came in a little bit higher than the actual price.
Correct.
So how'd you get her a property that actually had equity on top of it?
So me and you, we ran comps, and based off the comps, I like to keep my clients within a $10,000 range under when we submit our offer, but make sure we still submit a strong offer. So the house was listed at 624, a couple extra thousand dollars, we got it at 627, but that was with me knowing that it would appraise at least to 635, 640. So it's a strategy that I like to use. Where especially if I know the area, I know the market, it's like, okay, this is what it's gonna appraise at, but we're not starting up there. We're gonna start a little bit low and then work our way up there just because I know the process and I know what could happen, especially if it's going to benefit my client in the long run.
So you just gave people the secret sauce right
Yeah, a little bit, just a little bit, just a little bit, not too much.
there.
But this is how I've been doing this for 3 years, and this is how I do all of my deals, and it works. It works out that way every single time. Every person that I've helped purchase a home, they walked into it $5,000, $10,000 instant equity. So.
Okay.
To the
So
point listing agents are calling me. They're like, you sold this house at 627? Did it appraise? And I'm just like, you're a listing agent. Like, how do you know? So
yeah,
yeah.
I'm not gonna say nothing. You obviously love what you do. What do you love about it?
I just love helping people make their, their dreams and their goals like happen. You know, I don't want to say like I'm a whatever it takes kind of girl, but I definitely do believe in smart real estate and doing real estate smart. Not overburdening myself or overburdening my clients. I like to take the overwhelm out of this process and to just, have my clients trust me and to know like I'm going to get them to the closing table and make this as stress-free as possible. Um, like I said, she's a busy student, and she worked full time. So even stepping in with the attorneys and, trying to navigate that whole situation, it's like, but these are the things that I do for my clients, and it's kind of like they know they bought a house, but it's just like, wow, like I really bought a house, and it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. So
Do you have any advice for future home buyers?
number one, know what you want. You just got to know what you want. You got to know your budget. You got to know, what you can and can't do. A lot of us have, champagne taste and we're on a Corona budget. You got to be able to be flexible, be open, and you just got to show up. You got to show up, and you got to trust the people that you're working with. If you don't trust the people that you're working with, then you shouldn't be working with them. And that's even for
That's a
me. Like
fact.
if you know what I mean? If you don't trust me and my team, then you can find other options, but you have to trust the team that you hired to get the job done. And if they say do something, they're doing it with your best interest. But again, trust is important, and then knowing what you want, knowing your budget.
Yeah, I love what you said about the home buying team. In my opinion, 1 week blank screws everything up.
Absolutely. Yep. And you saw that firsthand. We had to switch up and get a new attorney.
Yeah, that was absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, and I mean, I was heartbroken because I enjoyed working with that attorney, but our clients deserve, respect and open communication. And if you're gonna say you're gonna call them back, call them back or give them a heads up, like, hey, it may be 24 hours before I call you back, but
Yeah.
at least they
Again,
know what
pick
to
up the phone.
expect. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Communication is so important. And that's another thing, even as a buyer, communicate with your team. Let your team know what's going on. Don't keep things, you know what I mean? Because that can cost you as well. So communication all around. All right, Mo. So we've talked about it from the realtor perspective. Now let's talk about it from the mortgage side, right? This is the
I'm gonna
most
be humble.
important side. Humbly. This is the most important. Because without you guys, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. So number one, how were you able to get her the commitment in under 24 hours, even without the seller signing the contract? Because that was their issue too.
Yeah, so I was able to do that easily because before I put the file into the bank, I'm not just throwing darts hoping to hit the wall. I got everything already ran through my system, spreadsheets, OCD, everywhere. So when I'm submitting in the file, I actually use the underwriter's own calculator to calculate the income. So when they get it, they're like, "Oh, looks like I did it," you know.
Right. Right.
So boom, within under 24 hours, we got the commitment that way.
Right. So you're already starting the process when clients come to you, like,
Yeah,
this is
basically,
not like a,
yeah.
yeah,
Like all the difficult parts, we're preemptive. We
yeah,
want all of that done before the offer's even put in.
correct. Yep, absolutely.
I mean, from what I remember with this one, we even ordered the VOE before the offers got
I think
accepted.
before we even went on showings, you were doing the VOE.
Yeah, like everything
Yeah,
was done with precision.
yeah, which is that's awesome because not a lot of people do that. They wait till the end or they wait till it's
They
midway
love
through and like,
apologizing.
yeah, stop
I'm the humblest. I
it.
can't do that. That'll hurt my ego. Can't do that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We go into it with confidence. So speaking of, the closing and that whole process, that contract, how were you able to get it closed in 10 days? Because
Pretty much the
average is
same
30 to
process.
45.
Yeah. So we ran the numbers on the property itself to ensure that we wouldn't have an appraisal issue. So we knew the value was there. We did the VOEs through the underwriter's calculator before the offer was even submitted, so we knew exactly what the income was.
Mhm.
We knew what the debts were. We looked at the assets and made sure that she had the funds to close.
Yeah,
So really, any sort of variables that could have been there, thank God, we went through it beforehand.
it was covered. Yeah,
So
I don't think she came out of her pocket much at closing.
no, she actually got the rate at par.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Nice.
And honestly, we could have done it even under 10 days, but we were close to the holidays.
Right.
So,
So
we were able
speaking
to
of
make this work.
right, right. So speaking of the rates are like 6, 7%. How were you able to get her a rate at 5%?
Well, in the high fives, but
Said 5. I haven't seen less than 6 currently.
yeah,
Any bank.
yeah. Yeah, that was a good one, definitely.
Yeah.
So basically, we got her the rate at par. So instead of having the bank pay fees, because if the bank pays fees, those fees got to come from somewhere.
Yep,
So
yep.
we got her the rate at par, and then I'm a broker, so we get wholesale rates.
Mhm.
Basically, meaning I'm not trying to get some board of directors rich or whatever the case is. I'm dealing with banks that have to compete for my business, and because they're competing for my business, it's in their best interest to offer the best rate so that I can offer that to my client.
Nice. Nice.
And that's how we were able to get our rate in the high fives that really beat everybody. And I told her flat out, I don't see rates dropping anywhere. So get the lowest rate that you can now because I don't want to refi you later.
Yep. And you see, and that was a good piece of advice because the market all year, it hasn't gone that low.
Yeah, this past week it's been a roller coaster.
It's like
Quite
it's
frankly, when watching the news, it looks like financial witchcraft pretty much.
yeah, it's kind of scary. It's kind of scary. So that's awesome that you were able to do that. And again, it's important that who you work with really does matter. And you guys do what you can to get the job done. So and also making sure that the client at the end of the day, the client is the one who is benefiting the most. So
Yeah. And quite
that
frankly,
is
she was like
awesome.
the sweetest lady too. I was happy to help her.
It was amazing. She was so easygoing. What should buyers consider when choosing a mortgage lender? So that leads into this question.
Okay. So
Because
first
everybody can
thing,
get you a loan.
first thing, they should be bald. But in reality,
Okay.
if the financial person is speaking, they're likely lying to you. That's the real.
Okay.
Look at look at their reviews, honestly. That's one of the best ways. Look at their Zillow reviews to be specific. See what other clients that have actually closed with them are saying. did somebody recommend them? If somebody recommended them, speak to them, ask them what their experience was like.
Okay.
You know, find out find out about the person from somebody other than themselves.
Yes. Hmm.
You know, find out what the community says about
Yep.
it. You know, in my opinion, that would be the best way. And ask questions. See if not only are they able to answer them, are they able to articulate the answers? Because when they're able to do that, that means that they actually know what they're talking about.
Right. Right. Exactly. I'm not just giving you fluff.
Yeah.
Nice. So awesome. And one last bonus question. As a mortgage lender, what is the average payment that people are paying on their homes at this particular point in time? New homeowners.
It really depends on area, but right now, I would say on the mid to lower end, you're looking at probably the low fours. You know, but also from what I'm hearing from agents right now, basements are going for the threes. Yeah.
Mhm.
So if renting
Depending
the
on the
basements are
area,
the threes and a mortgage is four, take the four.
take the four.
Yeah, because you
Awesome.
get a house, it's equity, you get a solid later, there's a profit. It's basically automatic savings, building it. I'm nerding out.
Yeah, yeah. Well, legally, right? Because basements are still not
I mean, I
legal
didn't even want to
anymore.
go into like a regular two
You know
bedroom.
what I mean?
I know the
But
rent on
yeah,
that is even higher.
yeah, exactly. So,
Yeah.
all
But like
right. So
I
that,
heard three for a basement?
yeah,
You don't got windows.
2,800 studio basement.
Yeah, you don't got windows. Forget the pool and the skylight and all that other stuff.
Yeah. So basically, if you, that's another episode for another day. But that's awesome. So you know what to expect. You know what you're going for. It's just a matter of getting started.
Yeah, and again, like the low fours, like, I wouldn't even say that's average. That's more towards the lower.
Mm-hmm.
You
The
know, and
low
again, this
end.
is I'm
Yeah.
talking about like, with the 3.5 down payments,
Yep.
you know.
Yep. And I think that's important for homeowners to know and kind of like expect. I've been doing consultations and well, not even consultations, pre-qualification calls, because I feel like everyone should be pre-qualified before they even do a buyer's consultation, just to like assess their readiness.
Yeah.
And the expectation is that the mortgage is 25 to 3,000. And it's just not realistic in 2025. And so, I would love for people to hear
People
it
have
from,
payments that are around that much.
yeah. So hearing it from a mortgage lender who just got someone a $600,000 home with a rate in the fives, I think can kind of help set that expectation. Like this is what you can expect.
Yeah.
This is probably as good as it's going to get,
And also, I should add, when I said those were the numbers including property taxes as well.
including exactly that's another thing.
It's like everything combined.
Yep, exactly, exactly. So awesome.
All right, so this was another humble brag.
Yes, always a pleasure working with the best in the business. My team is legit.
It's all teamwork.
Teamwork. We get the job done. And listen, at the end of the day, clients benefit more than we do. So,
Let's do it again.
absolutely. Till the next one.
All right. Take care.
Take care.